The girls go back to school soon, so I wanted to take them up north to spend some quality time with them in nature. This is something that I've been doing since I was a little girl, and I'm glad the girls love it just as much as I did, and honestly, as you can tell, still do. Work has been slow, so I took an unpaid day off, which was honestly not the easiest decision because money has been a little bit tight, but I'll talk about that a little bit later in this video. Since I used to post a lot of nursing school and nursing content, people ask me all the time if I still work as a nurse. The answer is yes, I do still work as a nurse. This year, I went down to part-time so that I could spend more time with my kids. Right after I had my oldest daughter, I looked at my husband and I told him that I wanted to go back to school. Luckily, my husband is used to my crazy ideas and he didn't even bat an eye. It took me just under 6 years to get my Bachelor's of Science degree in nursing, and it was an extremely arduous journey. I had a second daughter during this time, and my oldest was diagnosed with a brain condition that required brain and spine surgery when she was just 3 years old. These years were incredibly stressful on our family, and we barely scraped by. I was working part-time either by making YouTube videos or working a hospital kitchen job that I had while I was pregnant with Winter. I would go to school all day, work, and study. That was pretty much my life for all those years. I am extremely proud of my family for getting through those years, but it did not come without an immense cost. For years after graduating, I struggled with the deepest burnout and depression that I have ever experienced, and I have been through a lot in my life. I didn't know who I was because I had worked so hard for so long, and now I had this extra time on my hands. Not to mention, I started dealing with immense guilt for how much I missed out on my kids growing up. When my husband would get home from work, I'd either head off to school or a coffee shop to get some studying done. I was on a mission to prove to myself that I was smart and I was searching for self-worth. Self-worth. What does that have to do with anything? We are being fed this lie that we are only worthy if we live in a big house with a nice car and a successful career. What a crock of shit. This was the most successful I had been in my entire life, and I was f***ing miserable. I got swept up in keeping up with the Joneses, especially here on YouTube. I was comparing myself to other, quote, YouTube moms, unquote, and I felt like an imposter. I felt like I had to look done up all the time. At the time, a lot of YouTube moms were getting false lashes all the time, their nails done, and in reality, that's just not me. I'm a very simple person. I wear the same clothes for years until they fall apart, the same nice dress to weddings until it either doesn't fit or isn't mendable. I love my small house, being in the woods, and honestly just hanging out with my family. This is not all to say that the way someone else is living is wrong, but the way I was trying to live was wrong for me. This year, I was finally able to go part-time at my job, which allowed me to spend extra time with my girls. I didn't drop my hours because we are well off and raking in the dough. In fact, going part-time has been a huge sacrifice and honestly a little bit more of a struggle than I was anticipating. I know this video would be more idealistic if I left that part out, but you guys know that's not the type of content creator that I am. I'm not just going to share a highlight reel of my life. Has it been amazing being able to spend more time with my kids? Abso-frickin-lutely. Both of my girls have, at separate times, told me how happy they were that I've been home more. I didn't think that those couple extra days together would matter as much to all of us as they have, but it has really been life-changing for us. I will be honest though, some weeks we barely scrape by. I sit and look at our budget a couple times a week to make sure everything is covered. I grow and preserve as much of our food as I can. I cook almost everything from scratch, and not because I think I'm Nara Smith, but because I have to. We don't eat out, I hang our laundry to dry, and we pack food when we are gone for the day. We buy as much as we can secondhand and rarely buy things new. In fact, we just bought a $100 couch off of Marketplace. Honestly, I love this couch. Some weeks, our grocery budget is nearly non-existent, and we eat what we have in the pantry. To some, this may seem a bit silly and unnecessary, but to be honest, this is the reality for many families or single-parent households. I have the luxury of choosing to live this way, and that privilege is not lost on me. But the truth is, I can always work more. In fact, I have been by making these videos, but it's work that I truly enjoy. I enjoy inspiring you guys to either grow more food, live a simpler life, or just by putting a smile on your face. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. I'm not sharing this for you to feel bad for me. In fact, I want you to feel happy for me because this is honestly the happiest I've been in so long. So while things aren't picturesque or easy by any means, this time with my family is the only thing that matters. Good morning, you guys. Wow, this is a look, isn't it? How is it going, you guys? I am just having the most amazing time with my girls this weekend. It's not even this weekend. I think today is Friday. I was able to get some time off work, so we are just kind of doing our thing and just having a lot of fun. I love doing this with my girls because I know that they're not always going to want to, especially my oldest is going to be 12 this year, and if you have kids that have surpassed the teenager phase, you know that it's like a bittersweet time. Like, it's fun. I love watching her grow, but it's kind of sad too because you know, they start having, it's like the beginning of them starting to like have their own lives and stuff, which is great, and I love that for them, but it's still hard, and I just cherish these times with them. Wow. We're going to Misty Town today. I'm sure people are probably wondering why my husband is never with me. A, he's working, and B, he's kind of the farmhand. He takes care of everything while we're gone. He's more of a homebody than I am, so I like to just kind of be out in the nature. Love being out in the nature, to be honest with you. If you couldn't tell by my channel, especially the direction that my channel has taken, that I do love the nature. If you are feeling like you aren't where you want to be in life, that is perfectly okay. None of us have it figured out. Yes, even the perfect content creator that you follow on social media doesn't even have it figured out. We all have struggles. Some people just choose to share their highlights, and I respect that. I don't share everything happening in my life either, although some people like to think that I do. I'm not hating on those that only share their highlight reel. It's a very vulnerable place to share your struggles on the internet. I have gotten my fair share of hate in the 12 years that I've been posting publicly. Lucky for me, I know that people can only see things from their perspective. What someone thinks of you or me or anyone else is simply their perspective that they've formed based on their own experiences in life. I also know that hurt people hurt people. Happy people are not going around talking shit on the internet or being rude to people in their real lives. That's a fact. Life has a funny way of teaching us lessons throughout our lives. We're usually at the place that we need to be at the right time, even when it doesn't feel that way. If you're currently going through a dark place, just know that it won't last forever. Change what you can and do your best with what you can't. I'm not a huge fan of toxic positivity, but something that really helped me was knowing that someone, somewhere, is wishing for the life that I have. I know this because I used to do the exact same thing. When I was growing up, I didn't live in the nicest area, and I spent a lot of years living in apartments. I had friends that lived in trailer parks, and I wanted so badly to live there. No matter where we are in life, as long as we have a roof over our heads and food on our table, most of us can say that we are pretty blessed. I will.
What?
Was there? I felt it. God, you guys scared the crap out of me.